Leave that.
All I know is this violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to help me get this recorder out of here? I need some muscle over here.
You are listening to Blame Your Brother. To Blame Your Brother.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back once again to Blame Your Brother, episode 169. We are back streaming the show right now at blameyourbrother.tv. So if you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button, hit that little thumbs up, whatever it is. Give us a little love. If you're on Facebook, Periscope, hit those hearts. Blameyourbrother.tv. We stream at all those places, so go check it out. But right now, we're here. We are Blame Your Brother. There are three of us that come to you every week. I am one third of that trio. I am David, a.k.a. D-Brew, voice of the people, Mr. 40%, and D-Brew X. And I sit here, this gentleman to the left of me, it's my brother, it's Lee.
What up, everyone? It's Flannelboard Jesus, the one and only LeBron safety pin.
And then I sit with this other man to my right, it's John.
John here, a.k.a. Tico, a.k.a. Mr. Groupon, Mr. Christmas, Mr. PTI, the Madman.
They got John Tortorella, a madman.
They do have a madman.
Okay, he's a madman.
All right, David Lee, John, we will be entertaining you for the next hour or so. Hopefully you enjoy. Get the podcast every Friday morning on all platforms. So there we go. All right, well, let's get started. We start the show off the same way every week. We offer a chance for us to apologize, retractions, omissions, anything we may have messed up on last week's episode. So Lee always starts off because he takes notes, and he's got a lot of things he says he needs to apologize for. So, Lee, go ahead.
I think I'm clean, but I did.
Oh.
I think there's something that you need
Irony.
to apologize for.
Go ahead.
And that's your secret love of the Masked Singer.
No?
Yeah, no. The first thing that you said when you came in today was, what about that Masked Singer reveal? Just admit it.
No,
admit you love the show, and let's move on. Just admit it and move on.
If I watch,
there's no other answer, but yes, you're right. I love the show. Just say
you're
it.
right. I love the
let's
show.
move on.
There
Thank
you go.
you.
Does that make you happy?
Yes, it does.
All right. Anything else you need to apologize for?
No, I think I'm
You're
good.
Clean, huh?
I'm clean.
Clean.
Is there something that you would like to
That's
address?
interesting. All right. John, what about you?
What did we talk about last week?
Talk about Robert Kelly for starters. I don't know if you wanted to.
Your R. Kelly internet stories?
Oh, it's true, man.
Okay.
It's totally true.
All right.
We gave you an out. You didn't take it.
All right. Well, I guess we'll move on.
Did you read any more R. Kelly stories over the past week?
No.
I haven't been back to that website.
No. I might during this next week, though. I might investigate some more.
Dear God, thank you for that gift that keeps giving. All right, well, I guess we're good then, so we will get started. I guess the question we got to ask, what has happened since the last time we recorded anything? Possibly not.
It's been a cold, lonely winter so far, man. I don't know about you. You're going to have to pull us from the pit of despair.
Oh, man. It feels like we recorded like yesterday.
It does.
I mean, it really does. I don't think I did anything this weekend. I know that's exciting, and I got things coming up this next weekend.
What you got coming up?
My children are going to be in the Spring Hill Christmas Parade on Saturday.
All 12 of you, huh?
Yeah, it's
Should
grown.
be fun.
It's grown. My oldest son's in there with his martial arts group, and then my youngest will be walking with the Scouts.
They're going to do like performance jiu-jitsu or?
No, I've done it every year for like 3 years.
They just walk.
Now.
They don't do any like chopping or anything.
So the first year they let you throw candy to the kids, right? Which is cool. You know, all the kids are screaming and the whole city's there. It's cool. Second year, let you throw candy. Third year, no, you can no longer throw candy. Now, my theories of this are kids were getting hit with the candy and parents didn't like it, or maybe candy was, I don't know, maybe candy was in the street and they had to clean it up after. This year, they're letting you hand candy to children, so no more throwing. So we've kind of went on that roller coaster.
Never a dull moment in Spring Hill.
None. Hand. So
are you going to be in the parade? Maybe holding hands with a couple of elders?
I mean,
eldermans.
I'm good on that one.
Whatever.
You always see me at the back of the pack, man. Just me and my child. Like, yeah, we're kind of associated with those guys. No,
cool.
They're all nice people, truthfully.
I've got a Festivus Saturday.
So what does that mean?
You're gonna have climb the Festivus pole.
They do have it's hosted by this Jewish family, I guess. So all their friends are. Celebrate Christmas. I wouldn't call them Christians per se, but
the Costanzas.
So they have a Festivus to bring everyone together and have a joint celebration of the holidays.
Joint celebration?
Maybe, I don't know, but they have like the errands of the grievance. So you write down any complaint you've had, and then someone reads it out loud.
How well do you know these people? Like well enough to write something down, or no?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh, so do.
It's anonymous.
But do you know them well enough to have grievances
No,
against
I know
them?
no one there.
They're gonna pull his card and be like, "Who's John and why does he suck?"
It's actually pretty good because they have this one guy that's like super funny that MCs it all.
I'm not going.
Yeah, it's not you. Not you. Sorry, John.
This is a big event.
You weren't invited.
This is an event.
I mean, it's a Festivus. They have the poll. They have the grievances. What is something else they do? Like
there's a wrestling match.
I don't know if I saw any wrestling, but maybe.
I don't know. I remember that Seinfeld episode, but it's not one of the ones
like it's not over until he pins him.
Oh, something.
They do like I don't know. Everybody calls it something different. White elephant, dirty Santa.
Well, there's a difference though.
What is the difference?
So white elephant is you're giving gifts that are like re-gifted.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's nothing. You don't go out and buy stuff. It's stuff you have that you want to give to other people.
So
I understand. I could be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's right.
And the dirty Santa has to be something new?
Dirty Santa's something new, and on that
Cheap.
one, yes.
Yeah.
And usually within, like at our work, it's like $15 or under. And that's when we steal stuff. And
so we went to this Festivus last year, and we got this like, it's like a fancy crock pot steamer or something. It's still in the basement. It hasn't been touched. I think it was put down 12 months ago, and it's still there. So I'm thinking probably just take that back and just put that back into the system,
So you can re-gift.
I mean, what are they going to say?
I mean, nothing really. It's in a box.
It's the same way we received it.
So
last
it's never
year.
been touched at all.
It's still in the factory packing.
Wow. Well, you could take that. That would pass, I guess.
As long as like the person that brought it last year doesn't end up with it.
That's true. That'd be kind of weird. But it's like,
Yeah, it's
hey, I
fine,
loved
even
it so
better.
much. I wanted you to have it. You could say that. But Dirty Santa, you're not supposed to know who gave what either. So, I mean, it's all, and there's Secret Santa and all this.
So in White Elephant, you do know who gave it?
I think they're like similar. I don't think you do. But I don't think I think the gift is why it's a different name, I believe.
Have you ever played the like package oven mitt game? I don't know what the name of it is. You like wrap up a package in like multiple layers of
Like
wrapping
it's a really big
paper.
bag, and there's like little presents throughout it.
No, well, you can do that too. I've seen that where you like use the saran wrap or whatever, but you have a pair of dice and 2 oven mitts, and you have to put the oven mitts on and try to unwrap the present. And the other person in front of you rolls a dice until they hit, I think, doubles or something. And once they hit doubles, they take the oven mitts and start unwrapping it, and whoever unwraps it first gets it. And it's usually something that people would want.
So it's one gift.
You can do like a gift card, so it's really small,
Yeah, but you're in a line.
You can do it around a table or something.
Okay.
You know? That's kind of a fun activity. If you've never done that, I would suggest it for
I like stuff
a
like
gathering.
that. Yeah.
You know any other Christmas games to play?
We got this game at work that we play at holidays. It's called Left, Right, Pass or something. And you take this. So everybody starts off with $5, 5 $1 bills. And so you're in a circle of about 30 people. You roll the dice. And the dice is either right, left, star, or like a square or something. So if you get right, you got to take $1 and give it to the person to the right of you. Left, $1 to the left. The square, whatever, you got to put $1 in the pot. There's a pot. You got to put $1 in the pot. If you get the star, you're good. You don't have to give any money to anybody. And so the first year I come in like second or third
And
place.
if you run out of money, you're out.
You're out, yeah.
And the last person gets the
But you get
pot.
to sit there because the person beside you could. So
it seems like that could take forever.
Well, last year I won, and it was
How
pretty
much
quick.
was in the
It was
pot?
like $55, I think.
All right.
So not
gambling,
bad.
Gambling at work.
You call it gambling. I call it a game of
Chance.
skill. Skill. It's
What is the skill?
the dice. You
You
got to be able
really-
to throw them dice, boy.
You think dice is a skill-based activity?
Well, I am saying it for this purposes of this story. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, all
I
right.
mean, wouldn't you argue that? What's the game where you roulette? No, not roulette.
Craps.
Craps. Isn't craps kind of based in skill a little bit?
Well, with craps, you like put money in different areas.
but the
right?
throwing the dice has got to have some skill.
But
to
it's
it.
like
'Cause you
random.
get hot, they don't want you to leave. You
Yeah.
can't leave. That's skill.
It's luck.
You're
You're lucky. That's why you blow. That's why you hand it to the pretty girl and say blow on it.
better
you know?
lucky than good,
Oh, that's true.
but it still could be
It's
skill.
definitely better lucky than good.
So yeah, that's all the reindeer.
What about you,
games
John? You got any weird Mormon-esque holiday games y'all play down at the temple?
I have a friend of mine that hosts a party every year, and they've got these bells, and they got a chart, and we'll play Christmas songs on the bells. Everybody's got their own bell.
It's not a game.
I mean, it kind of is.
It's just called making music, right?
Well, so
it's an activity.
So an activity we do at my in-laws is so the in-laws were there, and then her uncle and the cousins come, and I've known them since they were kids. You know, we always had a good time. Whenever they come, we like to hang out and do silly stuff. And so I think they're in their 20s or something. And so we get out these bells, kind of like, I guess, John, I guess we're describing the same thing. And yeah, there's
play a song.
Yeah, and you go around and it's got the numbers on the chart.
And when it gets to your number, you
got to hit.
your
okay.
bell.
So yes, I'm familiar with this game he talks about. I mean, it's fun.
Is it a game?
No, it's an activity.
It's an activity.
No, there's no winning. But it's funny just watching who's decent at it, who's not, who gets moved around. I'm always like the
they don't put you on a bell.
They have, but I'm better at like telling you, like I kind of look at the thing, and if you don't remember, I like point at you and all that. Leaders lead, baby. You know, and
call it what it is.
Tell them when you ever gotta tell them. Just don't give them a bell.
Well, I've played the bell, but then the team falls apart. Seriously,
why don't you just take all the bells yourself and just do the
ding,
numbers?
Ding, 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 ding,
just get everyone to sit down and watch you. You know,
I could. That's not bad. So, hey Lee, it's a lot of shade you throwing at Mormons from Jeffrey in the chat.
It's not really a lot, but note it.
And he also asked, "Hey Lee, did you find out about this Festivus event on the Strangers app?"
I did. I mean, I've got to say something because John is sporting the BYU hat today.
All right.
Which is a little odd. I didn't know he was a BYU fan.
I mean, it's a fair question. Like every religion probably has something different they do, or every non-religion or every group, you know. He just happens to be in the Mormon community, and I'm sure.
So my wife was telling me about this activity down at our daycare, which is a Presbyterian church. They're having a like impromptu pageant where you show up that night and they hand you a script and you have to act it out. So it's like improv Christmas pageant.
That sounds terrible.
No?
That sounds bad. You done this?
No.
Oh, you know what?
They did it in the movie.
You do have a correction to make from last week because I went back and listened 2 or 3 times. I'm glad you just said that because it
good.
You said this year we had Thanksgiving at my house. You said my house at the time. And I remember going, you had 40 people at your house?
I don't remember saying at my house.
You said it you said it several times.
If I did, I apologize.
Okay, thank you.
I have many houses that I consider mine, although I don't own them. So maybe that was it.
I wish I had a bullshit button on here. I'd have pushed it right now. That's bullshit.
That's a new button we need.
Yeah, we need that on there. So anyway. So, yes. So, you're going to go do the Presbyterian freeform?
Then my wife was like, she doesn't really want to do that because she's not into, like, role-playing or improv or anything like that.
Good woman
right?
for that, yeah.
But she wanted to go find, like, the richest church in the city and go to that pageant where they've hired, like, professional actors. I'm just like, I don't know.
I would be good with nothing at all.
Just
like,
doing nothing? Just
not
like,
going to a pageant, no.
Like being Mr. McScrooge, be like, you've got to work Christmas Eve.
I'm not ready for a play on Christmas.
What about caroling? She also suggested caroling.
No. You doing it?
I told her that we could just do that in the neighborhood. How awkward would that be if you just got a group of people and went around to people's door and knocking?
It's very awkward.
And then sing. Have you ever had carolers show up at your house?
No.
Have you ever had carolers?
No.
Has anyone ever had carolers show up at their house?
Rich people?
Is that like a Hallmark movie thing?
I think it's rich. I think it's rich neighborhoods. I really do think that.
A lot of them do it for like canned food drives and stuff like that, and so, I mean, I get the point of it, but oh god.
So in the chat they're asking, David, who is on your shirt? And today,
show them your necklace too.
I have a necklace that's. Last week we talked about my heritage was in Africa, 1% of me, which I consider a lot. Like if you took 1%,
1%.
What if someone took 1% of you away? That would be bad, right?
I mean, you've never had your heart broken,
but 1% of you just take you never get it back. That's bad. Okay, right. 1% of your soul gone.
I could live without.
Would you give up 1% of your soul, John?
I mean, I wouldn't want to be dividing my soul. Period.
Thank you. So, all right.
For what? For what?
I don't know, man.
1% for what?
There's some
For
movie or
free?
show where they would take a percentage of your soul. I can't remember
It was
what that.
Preacher.
Yes, it is Preacher. Okay, yes, good show. Anyways, 1% of my heritage is from Africa, verified through Ancestry.com. So tonight, I am wearing my Malcom X shirt and my Malcom X hat because, it's my people. I love Malcolm X. I've talked about it since the beginning of the entire podcast series. So it's Malcolm X shirt right there. By any means necessary. Don't ever forget it.
That was a hard shift.
So
Where do we go from there?
and we don't. They wanted to know. The chat wanted to know what was up. I do. So we
So
do.
are you celebrating Kwanzaa this year?
December 26th.
You have that one penciled in?
I don't know if I can come. That's the day we're scheduled to do the podcast. So I've got to check.
I don't know if I'm in town December 26th.
Well, that maybe work out for me because I'll be celebrating my people's
What
heritage.
exactly activities do you partake of?
We really don't share that information with outsiders.
Oh, you keep it.
Yeah, it's
the
very,
1%ers
Yeah.
keep
Where's
it
that
amongst
bullshit
them.
No. Y'all don't know. You've never been to a Kwanzaa. So why are you worried about
Maybe
it?
I have. Maybe I was testing you.
No, you failed because you haven't been because I saw your name on a list and it wasn't on there. So we have a list of.
A list of what?
You got to have stuff verified. Like you have to come with records to get into these
That
parties.
is incorrect.
No, it's true.
It's
So,
not. It's not.
Amanda Gentry said December 26th is her birthday. So there you go. Well, happy early birthday. I don't know if we're recording or not because of Kwanzaa. So we'll get back to you. No big deal. Yes, I'm ready for Kwanzaa. December 26th.
And John has it super rough. For those that don't know, your birthday is also
It's the day before.
The day before.
I'm sure Amanda gets it the same,
Christmas Eve, yeah.
Christmas
just as
Eve.
bad.
Yeah.
Terrible birthday.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the worst. I mean, I would argue Christmas is worse, but what's the difference at that point, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Ugh.
It's one of those births that everybody remembers it, but nobody remembers it.
Yeah. No, I get
What
you.
does that mean? That you can't.
It's like
say
everybody
something
like
that.
once you tell somebody your birthday is on Christmas Eve, they're gonna remember it's Christmas Eve. But when it gets close to Christmas Eve, nobody's wishing you happy birthday.
That's right. That's right. And I'm sure the presents at home sucked.
Oh yeah.
Like that's man.
Oh yeah, Christmas / birthday present.
You're like, man, I'm getting the same as my brother. What's up here, man? Like,
What the heck?
just
Did that really happen? You feel
My
like
sister, yeah.
just
Yeah.
the same amount every. They're just like, this is a / Christmas present. That's rough.
I mean, growing up, you can imagine, sure. I mean, how much extra can you get? Like, when we were young, Christmas was like a big, I know it's big now, but like in our mind's eye, that was when your parents put the money out for presents.
Well-
I say it because I do it for my kids now all the freaking time. Hey, Dad, we get this? Sure, yeah, blah, blah. Yeah, back when we grew up, no, that was like the day. Like, I want the Nintendo. It's got to be Christmas, So I feel like, yeah, you're going to get rolled over because they're already getting you a big gift that's out of the ordinary anyway.
Plus, your siblings are all getting big gifts.
Right.
I mean,
That's
something's
true.
got to give.
Yeah.
There's
Poor
only
little
so much
John.
money.
Poor little John.
And I had 4 siblings, so.
So, like, that's one problem that I have with Christmas. Obviously, it's been commercialized from its original theme of peace, love, and happiness and all that. But people always ask you what you want for Christmas. Like, they got to get you something. And then, like, when you got an extended family and they get together over here and exchange presents and everybody's exchanging presents and you get in this habit, I got to buy this, I got to buy this. But people ask you what you want. I just can't come up with anything. And then you think about what you want to give other people. And it's just like some people, you're just like,
It's too much.
I just buy some crap off Amazon and
Here's
wrap
what
it
it
up.
should be. It should be just the primary Christmas. If you have kids, that's what it is. We should not be required to give presents to everyone we know. That's crazy. Like, I don't do that.
Well, some people really like it though. Some people,
But
that's
they've
their
ruined
love
it.
language. That's their love language.
But they ruin it because then it spreads. It's like any little small disease. It spreads, and now we're all required to do it. I'm just ready to convert to Judaism, just where I can celebrate Hanukkah.
I mean, they do like 7 days of
That's
gift
8
giving.
days.
But
8 days?
no one else but me will practice the religion, so no one will bother me, and I won't have to involve into their. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of works out. Like, I might be making a trip to Israel soon. Is what I'm
I think
saying.
we're getting
You
them
are
on-
going to be busy this time
I
of
know,
year.
it is. I
You
can't-
got to give your kids Christmas. You're going to the Kwanzaa party.
Yeah.
And now you got 8 days that are wrapped up in
Yeah, I
Hanukkah.
know.
we
I'm
got to
ready.
get you in on this Festivus,
It's
bro.
the holiday season. I can get them all, maybe. Maybe that works in my favor. If I celebrate all 3 and I get you chumps into it eventually, then I start getting like the benefits.
Well, maybe like you will become a holiday legend yourself, and we'll form a holiday around you.
That'd be great. I would
Yeah.
love that. No presents. It would just be
Malcolm Dave.
line up, and anyone named David, you have to sing their praises. Like you have to.
That's
This is
never
not
going to be a holiday legend.
No, it will be. Okay, the oldest sibling of any family gets praises from everyone that they have to tell them how great they are.
That's
the holiday.
Nobody wants that.
Well, the older sibling.
Not
Yeah,
even
the
the
oldest-
oldest sibling.
Oh,
wants
sure, I
that.
would love that. If
No.
everyone I know that entire day had to come and go, you're really cool, man.
It wouldn't be sincere.
I don't care.
You would.
Let me hear it. That's sincere to me, baby. Lie to me. We've all been lied to before and thought it was sincere. What's the difference? So, all right. Well, that's it. I guess we got some stories kind of shaking the needle this week.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, RIP to some rapper. I can't remember his name. Juice Wrld. Have you heard this story?
I have
I've
heard
not.
the story.
So Juice Wrld was on a plane with a lot of stuff on it that shouldn't have been on the plane, such as lots of drugs, lots and lots of
was
drugs.
it a private plane?
I guess. I don't know.
Commercial?
It's had to be private for all these guns and on it. So anyways, the FBI's coming to raid him. So this fool, I don't know why he starts like popping all these Percocets and boom, dead. So
Well, I read something online where he wanted to, like, if you look at his lyrics, he like said that he wanted to die, or actually he wanted to fake his own suicide, and he wanted to be a member of the 26th Club and all that. So it might be fake. He might have.
That's
faked.
weird.
He like had a Twitter post where he said, "I wanted to be a
Well, let's look up
semi-famous."
his Wikipedia. See when he was born. Is he 27?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
That's the 27 club.
Just his birth certificate or whatever. But did he take? I read one story that indicated he took them where the feds wouldn't find the drugs on him. But it's like, bro, you're done, man.
Hey, man, it's like
It doesn't matter if they're on you, brother. You're on the plane. I mean,
say hello to my little friend, man.
this
you
was
know?
trafficking amounts that they had on this. Like this was not personal. This was like, oh, these dudes are dope dealers. Obviously.
And he took them all, and he thought he was going to live.
No. That's just. I think that was his stash. No, this stuff was like high grade. I can't remember what it was. Like maybe Molly or something like that. No, I think he
don't
had.
know what you're talking about.
Look the story up.
I mean, why didn't you look the story up?
I just did. I don't remember the exact amounts of what was on the plane, but
What's his name again?
Juice Wrld. RIP Juice Wrld. RIP. Percocets and guns. I mean, so now while he's looking that up, the crazy thing now is the rap community is trying to come together and only smoke weed and like throw the pills and everything. Oh, he had purple lean on there too. I remember that. He had some purple lean. He did, man. Which is crazy. So I don't know any of his music. I'm not sure I've ever heard this guy's music. I don't even know who this guy was before today.
Juice
or
Wrld.
The story, but
Juice Wrld.
I mean, RIP Juice Wrld.
Juice Wrld.
WRLD Juice Wrld. I don't know.
I don't know.
So that's the story. Anyways, a lot bunch of stuff.
This is news. Like, this is what makes
No, I
news?
just RIP our RIP segment.
All right, I'm just saying.
RIP Juice Wrld. RIP. We got to rip the greats, man. They said
A woman named Becky died in Utah yesterday. We're gonna
RIP
her
Becky.
too.
Rip her. Okay. All right. So Time Magazine has released their Person of the Year. And this is always every year, whoever it is. Last year it was a group of people, whistleblowers or something. I can't remember.
Me Too movement.
Something
pretty
like
much.
that. Yeah, something like that. Well, this year, Time Magazine has released their, and a lot of people want it to be the Hong Kong protesters. They feel that's a very important story. It shook the world up. It's the country. It's even went into pop culture, NBA, everything. You know, it's a big thing. But no, the Time Person of the Year is climate crisis activist Greta Thunberg, who is around young. She's a teenager. And this girl is autistic, which is mentioned in most stories that they read about her. But she went and spoke before Congress or someone like that. Basically called them out. European Union leaders. There's a story right there. So she spoke to European Union
I think she
leaders
spoke to all of them
about basic climate change, and she's become like a spokesperson for, as a young person, it's climate change so much. I listened to a podcast with Woody Harrelson on it. He said that's the bravest person he's ever met in his life. Hyperbole, probably,
I mean,
but
maybe
still,
he just hasn't met
high
very
praises.
many people.
And he thinks she's like the future of everything. So she's holding world leaders accountable for the role in
I mean,
climate
that's
crisis.
pretty cool for 16.
So,
right?
so we say, should this have been Time's Person of the Year? Or, I mean, we have to talk about it. Obviously, we got the story pulled
Who
up.
are you putting in front of her? Let's
Hong
start
Kong,
there.
Hong Kong protesters.
You're gonna put this is so dumb. Time. when they started that whole, we're going to cop out and the person of the year is going to be a mirror of yourself. You're the person of the year.
Yeah.
And then you're going to choose a group of people. That's not a person of the year. Stop, time.
So here's what Trump tweeted out today as we read in the chat. He said, what's her name? She needs anger management and a good movie night. That's what he tweeted about this 16-year-old girl or whatever.
Oh my
He
God.
tweeted that out?
Yeah.
Wow, it is Trump.
We
How can
really
we
need
really
to take
be
his Twitter
surprised?
away.
Yeah, they should have taken it away a long time ago. But
This
anyways,
is the guy that was talking about the biggest problem facing us was people flushing the toilet 15 to 20 times a day.
I mean, how's it not Trump every year, though? You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, how is it not? Every year it should be Trump. I mean, that's
If it doesn't have to have a positive spin on it, I would agree.
Trump won it the first year he was in office. Hitler's been a Time Man of the Year.
That doesn't even make sense.
It's a person that influenced the world the most. Like, I mean,
What? So what did this woman influence? What did this girl influence?
she's apparently gotten people to start really getting involved in the climate crisis thing. She's inspired a lot of people and gotten more eyes on the movement and you know, and I tweeted it out like either yesterday, I believe, and I just said, what do you guys think? And our supporters, our listeners, our blamers tore it up.
Yeah,
they didn't
they
like
were.
it. They hated it. They were sending me links to why she's bad and all this, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, man,
You know,
who cares, number one? But
First off, I just want to say something seems off. Like, it seems like this girl has been prepped to say the things that she has. Like, she has a team behind her that's like,
I'm sure she does
preparing
now.
her to say these things. It doesn't seem like
I,
just a 16-year-old girl, but who knows?
Who knows?
I've seen crazier stuff, I guess.
But I mean, she apparently, maybe she does now. Yes, it would be easy to believe that. I think the first time though was just like an off the cuff viral moment, and these things happen. And now she's Time's. So John, what do you think about Greta Thunberg, Time Person of the Year?
I mean, I would put her over the Hong Kong protesters. Just because, I mean, for her to do all these things that she's done, I mean, it lasted throughout the year longer, whereas we're just hearing about the Hong Kong protesters closer to now.
But I mean, don't you think we
And
should have
so-
picked Billy Ray Cyrus?
Lil Nas X.
No, Billy Ray.
Why?
I mean, he's Billy Ray
What?
every
No,
year.
what did he do? No.
Just being
I mean,
Billy Ray.
you could argue Lil Nas X might have been
Nas
involved.
X.
I mean, well known, like most downloaded song ever, most streamed song ever.
I would say
kinda
Lil Nas X influenced me more than Greta did,
And then-
personally.
well, yeah, but you know, we're not in that world either. We're not going to climate crisis, marches and protests. I mean, never. Right?
But
Okay. I mean, it's fine. And you're like scared to say no. I mean,
everyone knows the dance, though, right?
yeah. Show up with your sign, do the time. That's about it. No change.
My whole thing is the Time Person of the Year has so jumped the shark.
It's got. I'm just saying.
They try to pick things that will make people angry or
Of course.
stupid or something. It's just like, why are we even still paying attention to the Time Person of the Year?
They're trying to sell magazines.
I don't even know if they're doing that.
Brandon wants to know in chat, what has she done, John, over the Hong Kong protesters? What has she done, John?
Well, I don't know. I didn't know her name before tonight.
John's only saying that because you did.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, he went against me.
No, I went against him.
Yeah, he
But
said.
you said Hong Kong protesters
I said I would
first.
put her over them.
I would just say Trump every year really has to win. Truthfully, as long as he's in office, it's him every year. He's every day.
Even when he's not in office.
Probably. It'll probably be a year or two. So, all right. So we live.
Well, okay, wait.
Go ahead.
I got one more entry.
Okay.
One more entry. The Popeyes chicken sandwich.
That's good. A big old chicken sandwich.
But just put a chicken sandwich
I
on
would
the
love
cover.
it. Do it. Why
All right.
not? It's good as a mirror.
Okay.
All right, we live in the great city of Nashville, as you can probably tell from our voices. But we have a Capitol building, and inside said Capitol building is a bust of Nathan Bedford Forrest, one of the founders of the KKK. However you want to spin it, the original one of them, whatever. The racists all, he didn't found it, man. He really wasn't part. No, he was part of it. Okay,
He was kind of a founder.
so he's a founder. Killed a lot of black people, massacred them. Shitty dude.
A symbol of racism.
Yes, a symbol of racism, of the Southern heritage, all that. So there's been talk for years now. It just didn't start today, but everyone wants that damn bust of this guy that's not super right-wing conservative, wants the bust taken out of the Capitol. Unfortunately, we live in Nashville, or it's Tennessee, legislation affects all Tennessee, so a lot of their supporters are conservative right-wing guys who get to keep it in. Well, Governor Bill Lee, who just got elected, said he would like to see it removed as well. So now a GOP rep wants to replace the bust of him with Dolly Parton. What do you think about that?
Good.
I love Dolly. I think there should be bust of her throughout the city, bust and bust. You know, it's a double entendre there. But, John, what do you think?
I mean, why wouldn't you go like more like if it's in the Capitol building? I mean, go with our like actual heritage and put Andrew Jackson in there.
Oh my God, Andrew
He
Jackson.
was one of our presidents.
The Trail of Tears.
He's
president?
bad, bro. He's bad.
Still more. I mean,
but they're saying it's all white men up there right now. Let's get some women and people of other races up in there,
all
man.
right, Harriet Tubman.
I mean, she affected the Tennessee.
She affected in the entire South.
No, but Tennessee specific. It's
Sure.
generally Tennessee people.
I like the idea of Harriet Tubman.
Yeah, and down
They
with
tried to put her on the money, and that got
Okay.
rejected.
No,
so-
it's happening, isn't
Oh,
it?
is it? I hope so.
I thought so. I thought next year or something. I don't know.
Fingers crossed.
All right, so I would like to see Dolly Parton. I think Dolly Parton has become a symbol of Tennessee. She's well liked by everyone. No one dislikes her. She has a good message out there. She's helping kids. She sends out books for people. She's helping, all kinds of people, communities, and things like that. She's clean. She's great. To put people in there. I don't know, I guess Legislative Plaza, if you want a politician in there, but we could break the mold, man. Harriet Tubman, that's not bad either. Let's put some women in there.
The thing is, Dolly Parton's really in style right now. She's
Right.
hot. People, for some reason, really like Dolly Parton. And what blows my mind is all these people that really like Dolly don't even really like her for her music.
Right.
They don't.
like
They've
her,
never
yeah.
really even listened to a Dolly Parton song.
That's true.
But they love Dolly Parton. It's slightly confusing. So, but maybe
It's
they
her
like,
personality. It's
guess.
just the personality. I've always loved Dolly Parton. One of my first childhood crushes was Dolly Parton. So put her in there. I'm
put her in
good.
there. I
I'm
think
good
who
with it.
could disagree with that besides John?
Put a sledgehammer to the. I'll bust open the Forrest one. Okay, I will personally bust it open.
Maybe you and the Shadow Patriot can go on a Candlestein mission.
Remember, he said no politics.
That's not a political.
He doesn't do politics at all. He doesn't get involved with that. That's what he said. Is that what the email
Is
said?
Bedford Forrest a political issue?
I would say so, yeah. Because
Which
once
way-
again,
is it a bipartisan
Oh,
political issue?
yeah,
Or?
Republicans want to keep the stuff there, and everyone not Republican.
Does that
wants
even make sense to anyone at this point?
Not really, no. Because their big thing is, well, if you take him away, who are you going to take away next? You're going to take away Thomas Jefferson and George Washington. Well, if they slaughtered black people in record numbers and founded the Klan, sure, I'd remove them. Come on. Now, and then, I don't know, people go, you got to judge at the time. I would just say, this is me speaking right now. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I don't see any point in history where I'm like, hey, man, let's enslave those black people. I'm down with that cause. Like, do you think if we were born 150 years ago, we would have thought differently?
So is your take you don't understand slavery? Is that the take?
I don't understand how people supported it back then.
Free labor.
But would you think we would have supported it back then? Because that's what everybody says. Well, at the time.
I mean, honestly, like you guys are
If
really
you
into
were-
Geico commercials, so there's
I think
maybe for you guys, like you go along with the status quo, right? So that's
not
a lot
real-
of people
not really,
were just
but go-
status quo.
Not really, but go ahead.
I think that if your parents were rich and
So no.
they had a plantation, you were born into that lifestyle, and you grew up seeing that, then I think you probably wouldn't have a problem with it.
I think it's fair. I think no
But I
one
think
wants.
a lot
yeah.
of people did have a problem with it because they weren't.
I would like to think if
Subjugated
I
right
was a
now.
slave owner, I'd be one of those like gentle, kind slave owners. You know,
That's what I was thinking about that the other day. I swear to God, I was like, what if I went back and was a slave? I'd be like, cool. I'd be like, y'all can do whatever you want. But then, you know what would happen? Like the next farm over would get word of this and they'd kill you. They'd be, you treating those black people like.
You
like
think
they're one of-
so?
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Yes.
But then you just be like, back then you could challenge a man to a duel and kill him or whatever.
I think they lynch you, man. I think
No,
they'd
it
bring
wouldn't be just one farmer that would come after you.
I don't think so. I think the whole
Yeah.
point was a point of freedom.
No,
Nah, brother. You can't treat her. They wouldn't even
When
let
you
them
rocked
read
the
or
boat
write.
back then,
Yeah.
that's where tar and feathering came
Well,
in.
You
They'd
start.
kill
That's
you.
where that
Hey.
stuff came in. It's because of stuff like that.
Yeah, arm your people and set up fences and walls. You know, I don't.
They'll get you, man. They got more people.
You heard it. Lee said to build a wall.
Slavery leads to just nothing but violence.
You're right. Why are people holding on to Nathan Bedford Forrest? I just don't understand it. I can't wrap my head
It's
around it.
heritage, not hate, brother.
But it is hate. The hate is in the heritage. I mean, didn't you understand that?
I mean, I
I
kind of.
don't even understand why there was a statue put up in the first place.
I mean,
I don't
okay,
either.
so there was another incident that happened in Centennial Park where there's a monument to dead Confederate soldiers. Not
Right.
even Bedford Forrest, but,
But yes.
it's like it's a statue of like a soldier like slumped up against a tree, and on the name is a list of every Confederate soldier that died in a particular either family line or in this battle or something, and someone took and spray painted like racist on it. or
Yeah, I
something.
remember that.
And like the comments were ridiculous from both sides, like so much hate. Like either you were pro the spray paint or anti. There was really no good ground to stand on, right?
Yeah.
And like I'm kind of torn because I'm like, well, these people did die in a war, and like if that's your family,
Yeah.
and it doesn't matter if they're on the wrong or right side of the war, even if you're a German Nazi and your family dies, I mean, you're gonna be conflicted about it, right? So for me, I can understand when someone says this is a symbol of the past, these our ancestors who died, right?
Yeah.
But the Bedford Forest is a little weird because it just goes a step further,
Well, it's in a Capitol building. It's in a state building. You're right. Like, yeah, you don't ever want to forget people that lived or died. I mean, the Nazi thing's hard, but you don't want, that's a tough one. But yeah, I guess you never want to forget the dead regardless. I mean, so I don't have a problem with them dedicating maybe certain spaces to, like you said, the memorial. Not a bad idea, but I don't want statues of them in the Capitol building. I just don't understand. I don't get it. I know Andrew Jackson was not a very good guy either, but he wasn't on that level.
Well, that's the thing. If you represent like no names, like these soldiers, really, they died in a war. They never amount to anything. But when you herald a general, a leader,
Right.
that takes on a whole nother meaning. Especially, do you know what the bust even looks like? Because there's the statue of him on the interstate.
I've seen it, yeah.
Rearing on the horse.
No,
and,
it's not
the
like
whole
that.
thing of rearing on the horse has like a whole in the art statue community, like that has like a whole nother meaning
Right.
to it if you follow it. But it is ridiculous.
All right, well, we all agree on that. So, weird. I don't know, man. He was a good just general strategist, man. Like, all right, well, good.
It was custard, but I mean,
Yeah,
So, but like, I wanted to a tangent on that is the 10 Commandments on a lot of state buildings have been controversial in the past years, and they basically all come to the conclusion with, okay, it's supposed to be separation of church and state, but really it's more about religious freedom. So we'll just let anyone that wants to have religious representation put up a statue. So the Church of Satan comes in and puts in a satanic monument. Now, what are your thoughts on something like that?
Fair game, baby. I mean, if you're going to have one, you got to have the other. And you can argue there's more Christians, but like you said, it's the whole point of freedom of religion. And if you put something up in a state building or, near that, you've got to let other people put stuff in there. I mean, I hate, there's a whole documentary about that. It's supposed to be it's called Hell Satan. I haven't actually watched it yet, but I've heard it reviewed, and it's the whole story of that, But I don't, John, what about you? What do you think
well,
about
I mean, I don't attribute the 10 Commandments as being a religious icon as much as it's the first set of rules that has been set down that we really have record of and proof of.
Oh, that's the take you're taking on it.
Well, we always see them in courtrooms.
like the
That's
conservative
it, right?
people that
Where
want it
else
in there.
besides courtrooms do we see it?
I'm talking about do you think those are the first?
They're definitely not.
Those are totally biblical. They were given to Moses
I know.
by God on a mountain. I mean, there's no more religious connotation than that. I mean, most people don't get things from God directly. So, yes, they're definitely religious. It was made up by the early Jews to control the
They
people.
were the representation of laws.
Okay,
The
but
first laws. Where do you see them? in courtrooms.
Yes, but
that makes sense.
But they're saying they shouldn't be in courtrooms because they're a religious symbol. Do you understand? They're a religious symbol.
I mean, I
they
agree.
Are tied
they
in.
shouldn't have a cross in the middle of it. I agree with that. But I mean, to me, it's not so much as a representation of religion.
Okay, maybe you're a little
one
bit
of the laws,
level-headed
John.
about it.
Wait, one of the commandments is what? It talks about God and it
There's
says,
more
"Thou
than
shalt
one that
not
talks
have
about
any other
God."
gods before me."
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's religious. That has
That's
nothing.
the very first one.
That has nothing to do with the court of law.
It's a
at
law,
all.
David.
It's a
when you
law.
see that statue, you're supposed to go, "Oh, it's the first law."
Oh, that's it. Thou shalt have
Yeah.
no other gods before me, which is against the entire concept of the United States of America. That law right there is saying have no God. No, this is religious freedom. If I want to be a Muslim, I can be a Muslim. If I want to be Hindu, if I want to be Buddhist, whatever. If I want to be Church of Satan, that commandment, the first one, the most important one, is religious.
Yes,
totally.
but that doesn't mean that those are our laws. It's a representation of the. I mean, what other set of laws or rules came out before then?
I mean,
that is widely known.
I mean, none in
None,
a
exactly.
Judeo-Christian society. You're right.
I think the Sumerians, but anyway, what I
But
really
it's
love,
not well known.
What
What's
I
the most well known?
because we live in America.
We live in America. It's a Judeo-Christian society. We live. Of course, it's the most popular. It's been there from the beginning. If you went to another area where Christianity was not the top religion, they would not know what the Ten Commandments are. Guaranteed it.
I guarantee that some of those commandments are probably in those other religions as well.
My favorite is the History of the World, where he came down with 3 tablets and he broke one. He's like, "Oops!"
He goes 13, 10.
That's what we should be putting in there.
Yeah.
The 15 commandments.
So, do you have a problem with the Satan symbol being there? That's the question.
If it was a list of rules, sure, go ahead and put them in there. But if it's like a symbol that's equated like the cross is created,
it is like a demon-looking horse-headed thing.
It's got 2 kids
to me, it
in
seems more as like the overall symbol of the religion and not just.
But he's got kids with him, saying like the kids, man.
Well, that's their official symbol, kind of. But I think it's their whole point is they're wanting to incite feelings. Because when their whole thing is when they see those 10 commandments, it elicits feelings in them. So they want you to have those same feelings when you see their icon,
How about we just take it all down? Why is that never a solution? Like, just take it down.
But that's kind of censorship in a degree.
No, it shouldn't be there to begin with, so we should take it down. I mean, that's the whole point. If it's wrong, it's got to be taken down. But because we live in
like John that
we live in the South, and that's.
I mean, if the rule was we're going to take them all down, I wouldn't lose sleep over it.
But people do.
So,
you're taking God out of the court. Yeah, he shouldn't be in the court. God is not in the court.
Don't you swear on a Bible and stuff like that?
That's outdated to me. Okay, a Muslim gets up there and like, yo, man, you want to tell the truth, the whole truth, know the truth on that Bible? Sure, man. I'm lying already.
Do they even do that? I don't know.
I don't know. I have. I don't remember putting my hand on a Bible. I think they just ask you now. But that is it's probably a TV thing. Yeah, I had to go to court a couple of times for when I worked at PD, and one time to get on the stand and was the guy was representing himself. That's already lose. Yeah. He was a black man that had shoplifted or something, and I took the report over the phone. So he got me on the stand, and he was asking the dumbest questions. Where I looked at the judge and went, almost like
he was asking you questions.
I'm like,
he was representing himself. So
what were you doing the day you
goes,
got my phone call?
Did you make this report? I went, yeah. But did you make the report? I went, yeah.
They let him ask this?
The judge at one point when I was up there, he goes, do you have any actual questions for Mr. Brewington or not? And he's like, well, Your Honor. He goes, no, you don't. Mr. Brewington, you're good to go. It was like, this guy was like, this dude's going to get extra time for being a dummy.
I mean, that's kind of important, though.
I mean,
right?
Amanda Gentry can tell you, as she came on the show, she was in the chat earlier, don't represent yourself in court. Get somebody who knows something about the law. It can be a terrible lawyer. That's better than you. You know nothing about the law.
I mean, if you're going to get a terrible lawyer, you might just go ahead and just represent yourself for the laws, right? I mean, just for as a joke,
At least they know the procedure.
But to get up there in front of a judge and be like, but did you?
At one point, I forget the questions. They were so bad. They were like, he was like, so did you see me do it? I go, I took the report over the phone. I didn't see anyone. So you didn't see me? I go, I didn't see anything. so why did you make the report? And it was just like, what is happening right now? Like, I don't even understand. Like, why am I
He
here?
had it figured all out. He stayed up late that night.
I guess
and,
he did.
Wrote down all the questions.
So
Nobody saw me.
don't represent yourself. So, all right, we got the last story we got to talk about. Banana Man. This is art piece in somewhere. I don't know where it's. Where is this at? Probably New York or something. Anyways, Miami.
The Brazil. Yeah.
So it is a banana, John,
In Florida.
duct taped to a wall, and it is valued at $120,000, and it's literally a banana.
I heard he sold 3 of these things.
Now, really,
That's what someone told me.
This is
not just one. They sold 3 of these.
You got to get a picture of this thing up. People can see it. So it's valued at $120,000. A guy walks in to the art place, takes the banana off the wall and eats it. They go, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Oh, I'm part of the art too. That's why I just destroyed art. So that's art in itself." So I don't know if this guy's going to be charged or not. Probably not. He's a performance artist, so I think that's why he did it. But I believe that this Miami...
I mean, it's not like it would be that difficult to fix the art.
Well, they did. They fixed it right after you ate it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so
But
let everyone eat it. Who
The
cares?
Art Basel, they love this, right? I mean, this is getting them publicity they would never, ever have if not for this stupid banana. And what is art? Is that art? You think a banana duct taped on a wall. And I want you to be honest. I want you to give like a politically correct answer. Do you think that's art? Yes or no,
it
Lee?
is definitely art. And it represents the trash condition at which high art is
Okay.
at. That's the beauty of it. And the fact that he actually sold these for so much money is like extra irony on top of the irony that's already there.
So you
yes,
consider it art?
It is definitely art.
Okay. John, do you consider it art?
No.
Okay. Wow. Initially, I would say no. But Lee makes some very good points. And art is the thing that art is whatever you want it to be. Art could be a blank wall. I mean, really, like you said, if there's a message there, as you conveyed very well about that one.
So
I mean,
art is a very deep topic that I feel very passionately about. And what
Okay.
it comes down to is a lot of the things that are actually craftsmanship people mistake for art, because art of itself is not necessarily good or bad. But
Okay.
like kind of what you said earlier, it's the convey the message. It's more about revealing the soul of the person that created the art.
all right.
So, you know, a lot of people see a banana and a duct tape and they're like, oh, that's hokey.
Most people do, yeah.
That can't be art, but really that's not what art is about. So,
John, what
but you can
changed
also
your
have,
mind
you can
here.
have like you can have like a chair that a craftsman spent like 100 hours just hand carving by hand, but that doesn't necessarily make it art. It's just art. It's artisan and it's well crafted, but it might lack that soul that makes it art, you know.
I can see that. John, change your mind after hearing that? Or no, still not art? You don't think avant-garde art is art?
I think some art is art, but I mean, if you're, I think somebody was trying to do something in the name of art just to make money. And sometimes the more outlandish something is, the more money it's going to generate. And
I agree with
I think
that.
that's what that was going for. Now, if he was legitimately making a point, his statement, I mean, I don't know what that is. Donkey Kong meets Mario? I mean, I don't know.
I guess it could be.
But I just don't.
Well, I mean, and art can be art for some people and not for others. I mean, I think you can use that definition as well.
I disagree, but okay.
I mean, you know.
A lot of people say that.
I think it's such a abstract thing. It can be everything, can be nothing. And that's the beauty of it. Now, if I start drawing like stick figures, and they're never going to take off.
But it could be.
But I doubt it. And I've always wondered about the viral sensation of art, which was kind of the viral thing before things became viral, because there's been weird art stuff throughout history. What is that? So I don't know. Sometimes the thing takes off, and just enjoy it while you can. And then the other guy jumped on that person's opportunity, and now he's being talked about. It's 2019.
2 seconds. Nobody will remember
No
this guy.
one's going to remember we will not remember the banana in 6 months. I went back at
I don't
past
even give it
episodes.
2 weeks.
Like past episodes. I'll go look at it. And I'll go, I don't even know what that is. And we were talking about it for dedicated
You know
time.
who will remember the banana?
Who?
Mayor Cooper.
Oh, he's in a little bit of trouble this week. But man, Nashville's not happy with.
Did he have an affair in a cemetery?
No, not yet.
I think he's okay.
Yeah, he's okay. Just money problems. we had him on the show, John Cooper Mayer. He is in an unfortunate spot where he's having to
fix someone else's mess.
The overspending that has occurred over the last 10 years, pretty much. And it's unfortunate for him, but
it's unfortunate for all of us, not just him.
Well, yes, I know.
That's the problem people fail to realize.
But I think I have faith in him still at this point. I think talking to him for the hour we got to, he had a mind about him. I think he had a lot of solutions. And sometimes your solutions don't work, though. I mean, truthfully, but he seemed to have a pretty good mind on him. That's what I think. So, anyways, Mr. Cooper, the Banana Man. All right, do we have a Dear John this week?
We certainly
All
do.
right, it's time for Dear John. All right, it's time for Dear John, where John will answer a question from the internet and Lee will read it. Go ahead.
This one comes in. Dear John, there is a boy I like at school. He is a very well-known person around school. I'm not. I do have a wide variety of friends, and I even talk to some of his. My friends know I like him, and they would like for me to talk to him. I wouldn't mind that, but what would I say? Then they want it to happen in person, but I want to do it by text, where I feel more me. What should I do? From the Tennessee teen.
Here's the thing about phones in general. Pictures, texts, whatever. That stuff does not go away. If this happens to go south and this person ends up being a jerk, which, I mean, they're kids. It can happen. He can really make the rest of your high school career pretty not fun. Okay.
How? What would be the difference if he's popular and he just goes around and starts telling people? Isn't that the same effect?
Oh no!
Did you see me when I wrote that text?
Having a text on your phone is way worse.
John, number one, how do you know this? You're not in school. You're okay, boomer.
Okay,
I mean, that's
I'm
what
just saying. If she says something, the thing is it can always be denied if it's said.
John, you were in high school. Did we ever need proof for any rumor that was ever spread and stuck with people? Half the time, it wasn't even true what was said about people, and you remembered it forever.
I mean, John has a point. You can screen cap a text message. I mean,
what's he going to put in it? Just, will you go to the dance with me or whatever?
I mean, that could be, if it could.
That's that embarrassing.
You could post it on your social media as a screen cap and be like, LOL. She thought she could even.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, so much you can do with it. Whereas verbal words, it's there and then it's gone.
If anyone's the boomer at the table, it's obviously you.
Why?
Because you just were like, what's the big deal with the text?
I mean, I guess
don't get the technology portion of where we are with the youth.
I wasn't thinking of the social media effect.
Right. Well, that's what makes you the boomer.
What's the difference?
Yeah. Oh, I thought just, texting to everyone, but then I thought, oh, yes, Instagram. They'll post on there and everyone.
It's not Instagram, but that's fine.
They're not on Instagram?
Not really.
Snapchat.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever.
TikTok, Snapchat.
Okay. So, anyways, continue.
That's the thing with TikTok. They have this, so TikTok has like themes that everyone does. And there's like a thing where you have a song playing and I point to you, you point to John, John points to me. And whenever the beat stops on, the person has to call their crush.
Okay. Well, I've seen this.
Most of the time it's like the person sitting across from them or whatever. But why don't you just use that as an opportunity to... Because it sounds like she wants to do it. And really, what I think most of the time happens when people want to like text people, like when you're breaking up, you want to do it by text. It's because you're scared, right? So really, all she needs to do this in person so that she won't be scared about it. So you do the TikTok video so you have a reason. You hype yourself up to do it.
But man, if you're gonna go in, just go in and go for it, because you're gonna look back years from now. We've all at the table had regrets as younger people. Just do it. Like John said, okay, he says no. Then you move on and you go, you know what? At least I know he said no. Instead of going, well, I never asked him. And then years later you meet a high school reunion. He's fat, out of shape. He goes, I really had a crush on you. And like, man. Then really,
I'm glad that didn't work out.
Bullet dodged. But then maybe... if she'd have stayed with him, he would have stayed in shape and lived a better life.
That's a lot of what it
I'm
is.
just saying, man, if we're following it down. But anyway.
What's her story? Is she just a spinster at the high school reunion?
Yeah, unfortunately. Because she's like.
that doesn't sound like a good end either. Anyway.
She lives regrets, her life.
Anyway, but I mean, yeah, I do think you should go for it. You don't have to go full court press. You don't have to like tackle him and say, "I love you." You know, you can be subtle. Guy, he'll get it. Just get in there. I mean, I know for me, one of my things, you laugh at my jokes, and I'll start to find you attractive.
Uh-oh.
And so, I mean,
don't look at me, John. I'm laughing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy. But anyway, just
what a statement that was
little
just
things
made.
like that.
I want to step back a little bit. You said if anyone.
Not anyone.
He literally said, if you laugh at my jokes, I start to find you attractive.
Is that fair? What you said? Is that fair? What you said?
It's
okay.
Twisting the meaning, but I mean,
twisting the meaning.
Well, give us the
said
meaning.
Exactly what you
what's
said.
the meaning?
obviously, I mean, they'd have to be female, and
No, okay,
I
yes,
mean-
I'd
okay.
have to be
female.
attracted to you to begin with.
I'm gonna
I
go.
mean, if someone that I'm not, if someone's like a 4 or higher, let's go there.
Okay.
You
A
realize
4 or higher.
your wife is
My
literally
wife is
in
right
chat.
there. Yes, that 4 will increase if they tend to laugh at my jokes. I'm not saying
So-
that 4. I'm not saying that 4 will become a 10.
What will it become?
A
A
5.
5.
If
That's
they
it?
if they
Hey,
roll on the
baby
floor,
steps.
Wait a second. What is your dating? If we were all single, what would be your dating line that you would not go under? You would maybe, if you did that, if you would sleep with people, which you wouldn't do because you're religious, but let's say you would, maybe you'd sleep with a 4 or a 5, but only date a 6. What number on there are you dating only? Is it 5 and above?
I'd put 4 and above.
4 and above. 4 is terrible. What are you talking about?
I would do like a
And
1.
I'm talking about.
I'm desperate, baby.
I'm saying that
Checking the pulse.
I'm saying,
a 4 is slightly less than average.
would you take a 4 to your family events?
Have you seen my family?
The most attractive person there.
in the chat.
They
His
got him
family's in
beat.
the chat. Okay, so I would just say like, okay, a 1.
Wow, she's purty.
So like a 1 you would sleep with, but like never tell.
How'd you score that
What,
one?
dude, your whole system is
A
so
1,
silly.
a 1 or 2 you'd sleep with and not tell anyone about it. At 3 or 4, you'd probably, okay, I'm still not going to tell anybody about it. I don't think I would start dating people. They would at least have to be a 6, maybe a 6.5, man. Like at our age now. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying like
So you're
20.
single. We got it. You're going to be single
Oh,
for the
I'm
rest of your
saying
life.
that 4 and above is now. Back then,
Yeah.
I would probably be like a 6. Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all are
I'm not-
delusional.
I agree with you, Lee. That's why we were lonely when we were that age. That's why we didn't have girls
Very
on our
true.
arms.
Very true.
Duh. We learned from our mistakes.
Wow, that's super awkward. So I would just say go for it, face to face.
What a
you
dear
know.
John. All right, so what's your
Be
final
honest.
advice, John?
Be in his line of sight and work
Laugh
your way
at his
into
jokes.
it. Laugh at his jokes.
But ask him out.
Yeah. Eventually. Yeah.
And remember, 6s and aboves only. Dear John.
What a show.
What if they were a 4 and they told you were the funniest person they had ever met in their entire life? Could they go up to a 6? Possibly. I mean,
Or a
they,
7 even.
every
Or a
joke,
10.
every joke they laugh, and genuine, not to put a show on, but genuine.
I mean, if they'd have to like bring it, try physically as well too.
So what if they cried? What if they were rolling on the floor and they couldn't stop
No.
laughing?
No,
mean,
he
like-
means looks.
I mean, like,
Try?
yeah, you got to. I mean, you can try to be pretty.
Make themselves laugh.
Yeah, put on some makeup.
Can you make yourself laugh right now, please? I just told a joke.
They got to have makeup on and laugh at you. Wow. To move up.
Yeah.
But a 4 just laughs at you. They're just a 4.
No. They can still move up to like a 5, but to get it to a 6.
Oh, no.
Misogyny alert.
Oh, no.
Misogyny alert.
Put your makeup on, woman.
See, Lee's pressing that button, but he's just afraid to say what I'm saying. He feels
Oh,
the same
I
way.
do not
That's-
feel the same way
that
at all.
is a lie.
I do
Oh my
not feel
God.
the same way.
This
in
is,
any stretch of the
Lee
imagination.
is Lee's statement. He loves everyone.
He loves everyone, but he's made fat jokes off the air.
Hey, you know what? We love everyone as well. We love everyone that listens to the show, that watches us on YouTube, Facebook, Periscope. Hit those like buttons. Show us that you love us as well. But we do love anyone that listens to the show. And we want you to go to our website, blameyourbro.com. Check out the website. It's got all the episodes on it. It's got articles. Adam Cox just did an article about his best Christmas movies ever. some hot takes in there. So go read that article and then tweet at us or tweet at him what you think about it. And then we got all the past episodes. We got all of our social media links, ways to grab the podcast. And then we encourage you, holiday season, Amazon link. Step 1, go to Blame Your Bro. Step 2, click on that Amazon link. Step 3, buy a bunch of crap you don't need. It helps the show out. Everyone wins. Pass the love around. And then if you want to get one of the Blame Your Brother shirts for someone for Christmas or yourself, there's 2 different versions. You have the light colors, you got the dark colors. Go check those out. Under $20 shipping and everything from Amazon. So that'd be a great Christmas present this year, I think. And, you know, we're streamed every Tuesday on Radio Vegas Rocks. Go to radiovegas.rocks to hear us Tuesday mornings. And then if you want to email us, you want to write John a Dear John question, it's right there. You can email the show anonymous, your real name, whatever you want to do. Submit it from the website. You don't have to go to your email or anything. And if you're really brave, there is a send a voicemail button. Record us a message and we'll play it on the show. So everything is on the website. What do you got to say?
Feel free to send us a letter to tell me how wrong I was.
Please do, because if you tweet at him, he ain't going to respond. But if you email us, we will confront him with it, and he has to.
Yeah.
He has to respond. So if you think John's misogynistic ways are right or wrong, write us in and let us know. So I guess you've got it all. BlameYourBro.com. Rate, review, subscribe, thumb up everything, like everything, do it all. Tell your friends about it. Lee, with all that being said, is there anything else?
Don't blame yourself when you can blame your brother.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.